And it was very interesting to witness these growing calls within Korea for South Korea's own nuclear capabilities. And it was really about, I don't know, reinforcing the credibility of the U.S. commitment to South Korea. Do you think that story is done now with NCG and with President Yoon and Biden really making nice for the last few months?
I think for the time being it is. Again, we have to see the results of the NCG group and the work that they do. But this has been long in the planning. I know both sides have been hard at work at this. They wouldn't simply announce an agreement out of the major state visit by President Yoon last April without having a plan of action in terms of the areas they want to work on with regard to nuclear planning, with regard to site visits and other sorts of things. So I think for the time being it will do this. And if the Biden administration continues to be very proactive in terms of its alliance relationships, this should do the trick. But of course, many in Asia are worried about U.S. domestic politics and the possibility that Biden won't be reelected as president, in which case then all bets are off because nobody knows what the foreign policy of another president aside from Joe Biden would be.
How is North Korea agenda positioned within the administration, like the Biden administration? Was it because the Biden administration was just so consumed with the Ukraine issue, dealing with Russia and other matters domestically, that North Korea wasn't really just coming to the fore? I mean, the line that we get from the Washington officials is that we are open to dialogue, but we didn't really see any traction.
Yeah, I think here the thing to remember is that we can't simply assume that because the United States wants to talk, that North Korea will come to the table. I think the fact of the matter is that the United States has been trying for the past year on scores of occasions through all different means to try to message to North Korea a willingness to talk, a willingness to come back to the negotiating table. And it's the North Koreans that really have not been interested at all. So the U.S. government, I think, can walk and chew gum at the same time, meaning I think it can manage the war in Ukraine as well as enter into nuclear negotiations with North Korea. The problem is that North Korea right now is not picking up the phone, not answering the door, and are really showing no interest through a variety of different interlocutors that they are willing to come back to talks on their nuclear program right now.